Hello and welcome to the channel. We just got back from Lake Tahoe doing the Rubicon Trail. This is a Jeep Badge of Honor trail. They rated as a 1 to a 10. We believe it was closer to a 10 on our trip. We took the 4-day Jeepers Jamboree trip, and we've recently come back home and looked the Jeep over, and we'd like to share what we see with you guys. So we'll walk around, show you some of the impact points and what kind of damage we've taken on. So we put new fenders on before we went, and they're just a little bit wider than the stock. And we noticed that we rubbed against probably a rock on the side of it here and scuffed it up. I didn't really notice when we did that, but when we got home looking around, you can see the scuff marks that are evident on the side of that fender. Another area, we impacted the hardtop on one of the rocks.
We almost missed it. Almost.
I was watching the guy ahead of us, and he missed it by like an inch. And we had a little bit of a different line, and we actually made contact pretty hard, but didn't crack the fiberglass.
Thank goodness.
A little paint will cover that up, I believe. We impacted our rear bumper in a couple places, which ended up raising the bumper just enough that the tailgate would rub right here when it opened. We just loosened those bolts up, 3 bolts, lowered it back down a little bit, and it's back to where it originally was now. We impacted the rock sliders on both sides. Not bad, just scraped them. That's the driver's side. We'll swing over to the passenger side. The passenger side's got a few more hits on the rock sliders. Nothing bad, not real bad, but it rubbed them in 3 or 4 places. Looking at the front lower control arms, there's some scraping on them. And of course, the transfer case has probably taken some hits. The gas tank skid took a few new hits. It's been pretty beat up from previous trips. The rear lower control arms took some real heavy hits, and the brackets as well on the bottom here. And probably the hardest that was hit was the rear bracket. It actually bent this one out a bit. And the passenger side, it's been hit as well. Scraped all the way along the lower control arm and the bracket as well. And you can see up in here some scratching going on from some rocks. And the front diff rubbed some on some rocks as well, should be expected. And with all the ups and downs on the rocks we took with the departure angles, the exhaust tip is smashed about halfway closed. It was smashed a little bit when we started, probably about half of what it is now. But that's really, like I said, to be expected with as much as we were going up and down inclines. So that's the extent of the damage and the impacts that we've seen. Nothing major. A lot of rocks we went over, a lot of hits we took on the frame.
Yes.
And underneath side.
Yes.
Of course, there's rock rash on the rims on the fake bead rocks we have on it, but that's to be expected as well. We went over a lot of rocks. It was constantly up and down the whole way. So no breakdowns, no major issues, just some hits and scrapes and a lot of bumps and bruises.
Yep.
So thank you guys for watching. Like I said, this is a recap of the damage to the Jeep, the body damage, the scrapes and scratches. Not a lot. It was a good trip. Very hardcore though. So thank you guys for watching. We appreciate it. We'll see you next time.